Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players from both teams, starting with the United States of America. Lining up at number 4, Rebecca Murray. 5, Darlene Hunter. 6, Jennifer Chu. 7, Andrea Woodson-Smith. 8, Natalie Schneider. 9, Desi Miller. 10, Sarah Binsfield. 11, Sarah Castle. 12, Elena Nichols. 13, Jennifer Poist. 14, Mary Allison Milford. And at 15, Rose Holloman. The head coach for the United States is David Kiley. And for the People's Republic of China, lining up at number 4, Chong Hai Zhen. 5, Yang San. 6, Wang Xiaoyang. 7, Fu Yongting. 8, Yu Man. And 9, Li Huwei. 10, Zhang Yanli. At 11, Chen Zhurong. At 12, Deng Mingzhu. 13, Li Yanhua. 14, Long Yun. And at 15, Peng Fonglin. And the head coach for China, Wang Zedan. Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary, will those who are able please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America. And now the national anthem of the People's Republic of China.
And welcome back to the basketball arena here at London 2012 for the second Group B women's preliminary game of the day. Inside this arena, we've seen a convincing victory for the Germans, who have now won this group. So China and the USA, who've both won 2, lost 1 of their 3 group games so far, playing off for runners-up spot in this group. Whoever wins this match will come second, and therefore, in theory at least, ensure that they have a slightly easier quarter-final. They will play the third-ranked team in Group A rather than the second-ranked team. And an interesting form comparison is that the game that has been lost by both these sides so far was against Germany, and both China and the USA have lost by exactly the same margin, by just 6 points. Chinese starting lineup: Cheng, Fu, Deng, Li and Long. And for the USA, Murray, Hunter, Schneider, Miller and Nichols. The referee is Christian Roja of Italy. Kevin Bowie of British Columbia is with me. And Kevin, I saw a bit of a blowout this morning, but I think we're expecting this to be a great deal tighter.
I totally agree. I think this is going to be a really good game. Right down to the wire. We'll see a lot of chair skills versus a lot of height, and it should be a good matchup.
Well, the USA have the restart after the tip-off. 10 seconds in. A shot from the three-point line, but unsuccessful from the USA. First foul of the game against the USA's Desi Miller.
We'll look for Desi Miller and Rebecca Murray to generate a lot of offense for Team USA.
USA, of course, in the blue, China in the white. Got another game to come later on in the day, as the Chinese number 12, Deng, 24-year-old, a grade 2 classification player, misses that basket, and the Americans with Murray. And a shot coming in from Miller. Another miss, so still waiting for the first score of this match. Well, nobody can hit the target early on.
No, they're finding the rhythm, and yeah, I think we'll see one early here.
2 shots apiece, 2 field goal attempts apiece, and all missed so far. Nichols finds Miller. That was way off beam. 1:20 gone, and still no score. China with their number 4, Cheng. And now China take the lead. Fu Yongqing, 32-year-old, with the first score of the match. And Kevin, I know off mic you were mentioning something quite intriguing, that since Beijing, I think the Chinese men lost their funding because they didn't perform so well at Beijing, but the women have improved remarkably as a result of being able to keep their funding, because they performed quite well. The Americans looking to tie the scores at 2 apiece, but failing.
Absolutely. The Chinese women have done a phenomenal job in developing their program, even beating like perennial powerhouses in their conference like Japan, and beating Australia. There was quite a tiebreaker actually for the Oceania zone qualifier with Australia, China and Japan all in the mix there.
Well, it just shows, I guess, the advantage if you can keep the funding, and offers the athletes far more opportunities, train together and to play together, as Murray equals the scores. Rebecca Murray, 2.5 classification athlete, ties it up at 2 apiece. 3 minutes played. Cheng for China. Shoots, and regains the lead for the Chinese. 4-2 they lead.
That's going to be a huge advantage for China all game, is to be taller and create mismatches. Even against 4.5 on 4.5, China has a lot of height, and USA really has to work hard in communication and in chair skills in order to be successful today.
Well, it's a fascinating matchup, this one. Nichols, Alana Nichols, with a pass that was juggled a little bit there by Rebecca Murray, but she did the job in the end. The shot, though, unsuccessful. The restart for the Chinese. And they extend their lead. Seems to be a big gap in the defence there. Deng able to score the two. 6-2 the Chinese lead. Miller gets the pass to Schneider. Again, her attempt is off target. And the Chinese have started this game the better.
China here is showing a little bit of USA type basketball, where they're generating a lot of points off layups and stuff like that, and that's what USA is usually trying to do to you. They're not as good a shooting team, but they are a terrific chair skills and layup team.
And we've got the first timeout of the match. 50% China shooting at the moment, 3 from 6. The USA 1 from 7, that's 14%. Very much bears out what Kevin was just saying. The USA are not as strong at their shooting as the Chinese, but from their point of view, they'll hope their other skills might carry them home here. At the moment, though, the Chinese have it by 6 points to 2.
We'll see if Rebecca Murray can't catch fire here. She is USA's really talented shooter, and I think she can be a difference maker in this game.
There's always a danger when there's 3 matches back-to-back that crowds might drift away and give one of the matches a miss, but it doesn't look like anybody inside this arena is giving this game a miss. Certainly promises to be much more competitive than the first game of the day. China, though, have the free throws. Just 1 out of 2 then for Long. Makes the score 7-2. Nichols has gone a long way before finding Miller. There's a Chinese woman on the ground. The officials allow play to continue. The number 7 Fu missed the target. Has she got free throws here?
Yeah, I believe there are some free throws coming up there. The USA player backed in to the Chinese player and actually flipped over on her lap as she was shooting. So, yeah, we're going to the line here.
So Fu to try to extend the lead. Second and last attempt, but she's missed with them both, so the scoreline remains unchanged at 7-2. America have won the ball back. Nichols. And they'll be very, very disappointed with a bit of sloppy passing there. Now Long. Left-handed she found Lee. It's back to Long. Now the number 12, Deng. Super basket from Deng. Makes it 9-2, just over the halfway point of this first period.
That's a great shooting display from China. USA is getting their looks, and there's one go right there. But yeah, hopefully they'll start dropping a few more. They are getting quality looks.
Well, that was Natalie Schneider. They needed that. And trailed 9-2. Still 9-4 in favour of the Chinese. Oh, lovely play. Can they round it all off? Yes, is the answer to that. Number 13, Li Yanhua. Schneider once more for the USA. But once more they're dispossessed, and China with the breakdown the court. Opportunity again for Lee. This time she can't complete the task, and it's the USA to break over the halfway line. Schneider. See the USA just 2 out of 9 field goals. Are they about to improve on that? Well, not initially.
Again, a good look there for Rebecca Murray. Didn't get the hoop, but she'll go to the line. Hopefully this will help her generate some offense with a few easy looks from the free throw line.
And we got another timeout here, and having said that this would be more competitive than this morning's game, I'm sure it will turn out to be, but in fact the difference at the moment is wider than the gap in that Mexico game that we saw this morning. Germany led 10-5 after the first quarter. It's 11-4 here. Just seeing a repeat of some of the skills from the Chinese. And 2 really fine baskets, some excellent examples of their shooting quality there.
They are obviously the goal in any sport is to get the easiest possible opportunity to score, and wheelchair basketball layups are that. China has certainly generated a lot of layups, and sort of counter to what USA is usually doing. Usually their press counteracts a lot of good passing, and they create opportunities for themselves off of that, but it doesn't seem to be working. So we'll see if they sort of pull the press back a little bit here and sort of work in the half court.
Well, Rebecca Murray has an opportunity with 2 free throws, and she's nailed the first. And the second. Good shooting from Murray. Reduces the Chinese lead to 5. Just over 3 minutes of this first period to go. Long for China, finds Lee. Cheng.
Tough call there against USA. It looked like she had very good position, but yeah, the referee thought that there was a touch.
Cheng with the first then, and now here's her second free throw, and she's got 2 out of 2 eventually. (13-6) then the Chinese lead. Miller offloads to Murray. Murray has it back, didn't score, but they kept possession. This is Woodson.
See an example of USA's patience in their offense. They are a very good team. They're just not really hitting right now. They use a lot of shot clock and generate a lot of ball swings. And China jumps out. They got a pick and roll, and they got into the hoop. They're just not really hitting those layups. well, let's see if they can generate from the free throw line.
Alana Nichols then, as well, to score the first free throw. And this is with the second, and it's the Chinese who mop up the loose ball. Cheng all the way downfield and spreads play to this near side of the court, and Deng makes no mistake, so China actually extend their lead now up to 8 points. We come towards the close of this first period. Remember, playing here to finish runners-up in the group. Both will qualify. The runners-up should, in theory, have an easier quarter-final. Woodson with the throw and cuts the lead to 15-9. She's the captain, or one of the co-captains, Andrea Woodson-Smith it is actually, 40 years of age now. And Woodson-Smith with the infringement there.
Absolutely, just not playing fundamental chair defense and getting her chair in front of the other chair, more opting to use her height and try and reach, and her chair ended up fouling the Chinese player's chair.
Certainly has a reach advantage, but as you were mentioning, in general over the 5-woman team, that China has the taller athletes here.
Absolutely, and they are trying to match a little bit of height, USA right now versus China, but China's doing an excellent job of getting their big players in the paint and really breaking down the defense and allowing some of their outside shooters to get easier looks.
Well, they get away with that infringement from Woodson-Smith because both those free throws were missed by Long. 6 points the deficit, 90 seconds to go in this first period. It's Murray, and Murray cuts the arrears to 4. And now the USA are coming back into this game, the end of the first quarter. Just a little surge in confidence there for the American women. Nearly an intercept there. This time it's the Chinese being patient in the build-up. Have to get the shot in quickly, otherwise they're going to be timed out. That was really hurried.
And that's great defense from USA, taking a page out of the previous game's German book and really pushing China wide now. So, yeah, maybe they've made some defensive adjustments that will help benefit them.
That was a really good opportunity there for Miller, but she missed. That could have brought the American women back to within 2 points. Long. Oh, that's exceptional. She just flicked that ball up. Didn't touch the rim at all, straight through the middle of the basket. And America once more trail.
Yeah, you could hear Coach Bushy from the United States on the sideline yelling, "Make chair contact," and that just didn't happen for the USA there, and China was able to get a pick and roll on that. So hopefully they listen to their coaching staff and pick it up.
Well, they missed 2 straight attempts there, the USA side. End of the first quarter then, and 17-11 the Chinese side lead. I think there were signs towards the end of the first quarter that perhaps the USA were just finding their form, but overall China have bossed that first quarter, and certainly their shooting accuracy, well, exactly double, 54%. Field goals converted by China, 27% from the USA, who've actually had 2 more attempts at the basket. But it's China with the sharp shooters, Kevin, in that first period.
Absolutely, yeah. China getting a lot of layups, keeping their shooting percentage high. Anytime you're shooting above 50%, you're doing really well. And USA just getting some looks, but not getting the right bounces. And I think things will get a little bit more competitive here in the second quarter. as USA did find a little bit of rhythm near the end, especially with Rebecca Murray hitting a couple jump shots.
So 6 in it at the end of the first quarter.
There we get a shot of Australia on the sidelines watching with Shelley Chaplin and Kobe Crispin, who are two of the top players for Australia.
Well, they've played all their matches. They are in the other group, so they're eyeing up potential opponents for later on in the tournament. Australia played 4, won 3, lost 1. Just lost by 7 points to the Canadian women. Signs then that your home country will be very, very strong in this competition.
Yeah, they are. Canada's pretty strong. That was a tough match for me. Shelley's a close personal friend, and she actually worked on my staff for almost 2 years. So we're very, very close friends, and I'm also very close friends with the Canadian women's team. So, yeah, that was I had dogs on both sides of the fight there.
Well, you are Canadian. You're allowed to support your home country. Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Shelley understands that.
I'm sure she does. I'm sure Australians wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. Lee gets the ball out to Peng. There was another infringement there by the Americans, for whom Jennifer Chu is on now. This is Peng Fengling, 4.0 classification, 27 years of age. Misses with that first attempt. But successful with the second. I mentioned the way China kind of do things with the funding that the women have been allowed to continue receiving, but the men have lost, and it's led to a sort of division, if you like, in the sense that the women have really kicked on and the men haven't. And on our little crib sheets that we use, we're able to see exactly who all these players play their club, their representative basketball for. And against every player in China, it just says national team Beijing. Whereas you look down the USA roster, and there's about 4, 5, 6 different clubs, maybe even 7 represented on that group of 12.
Absolutely. USA does a great job in their college program of providing opportunities, both women's and men's wheelchair basketball players. And around the world, they have a lot of international players playing in that college system now, which has really helped the world's wheelchair basketball develop. So, you know, kudos to USA for really looking more globally in their game, and not just to develop USA basketball, but to make wheelchair basketball across the world a lot better.
I like the names of some of the American sides as well. The Lady Mavericks from Dallas and the Lady Nuggets from Denver.
Absolutely. The NBA has also been instrumental in allowing some sponsorship of some of those club level teams and stuff like that. They're not based in the college system. And yeah, giving some funding, uniforms, things like that. And gives a lot of face to wheelchair basketball that the NBA puts their name behind it. That really helps.
China coming forward, leading by 18 points to 11. 90 seconds gone in this second period. They're out to 20-11 as Peng again converts from pretty close in. America now trailing by 9. If it gets much more than this, they'll start to get a little worried, but 2 points pulled back by Rebecca Murray.
USA's first real layup in the game, so hopefully their pick and roll game will start opening up now.
It's a really good stretch there from the Chinese number 4, Cheng.
Yeah, again, China really getting in the paint really well there. USA's number 7, a little bit slower than China, and not quite reacting the same way, and therefore a little bit of a defensive lapse for USA.
We're just seeing the basket that Murray scored a moment or two ago. But free throws coming the way now of the Chinese. Cheng was impeded.
See what Rose Holloman can do coming into the game. A little bit shorter player, but very quick and good chair skills. So hopefully that will help bridge that gap for USA's defense and keep China out of the paint.
She plays her basketball in Minneapolis. let off for the USA. Both those free throws were missed by the Chinese. And so the margin at the moment stays at 7.
Another good look for USA, but just not bouncing their way.
Their shooting percentage is still a little down. At what stage do you think they'll start to get really worried? I mean, 7, obviously they're still in it, but
7's in it. I think as a player, you're always thinking about where you're at in the scoreline, but I think that 7 points is a good spread for them. I think second half they are a very fit, very fast team, so I think they can close the gap. They know that they have 2 quarters and better to play.
Yeah, still a long way to go. 2 quarters, and in fact 7 minutes of the quarter we're watching now, the second quarter. So there is a long way to go, but they're trailing by 9 now as a result of that last basket.
Great looking, great patience by Desi Miller there to see the opposite wing and get some scoring in the paints.
Good vision. I thought she was about to shoot herself, but saw a teammate in a better position. Both teams shooting at 50% exactly in this second period.
You can see that Rose Hollerman getting into the game has really benefited the USA. They're now able to press a little bit more, which they weren't able to do before. So that's a great substitution by Coach Kylie.
Chinese restart, and then the shot from long stays out, and the USA will cross halfway with Murray. Excellent shot from Murray. Margin is now 5. Timeout has been called with 5:51 on the clock, so the USA trailing by 5. It was 6 at the end of the first quarter. So at the moment, after that late flurry of points from the USA, they've caught up ever so slightly. Still very much in contention, Kevin.
Absolutely, I would definitely say Rebecca Murray is keeping them in the fight. Her shooting has been great, and I think she'll continue to look like a good shooter out there. One point of USA's game that they haven't really shown yet is their ability to shoot the 3-point shot. They actually have that in the bag and have a lot of good shooters from that range.
And they're shooting at 60% now, the USA, in this second period. And you're right to mention Rebecca Murray. Overall, 40% for her, 4 out of 10. I think 3 of those 4 have come relatively recently, so she's starting to get her eye in. Chinese restart then. Just under 6 minutes on the clock.
See if USA mixes it up here a little bit. They're in their half-court set right now, but that could just be a ploy for one play and go back to high-pressure defense, which seemed to be working for them right at the before the timeout.
And that was exceptionally good from Fu Yongqing to extend the Chinese lead to 7 once more. Murray, 22-year-old, and that's a 3-point attempt. Not close, but not close enough for the Americans.
Sure, and USA right back into their press, so they are trying to mix things up.
Chinese with long. And this is Peng, who finds the number 6 Wang. Wang misses. And Murray, very influential player. 2.5 classification. Finds Miller. And just about from Desi Miller.
It's great to see points in the paint being up for USA now. They're finally getting their rhythm and pick and roll and getting those easy hoops that China was getting in the first quarter.
China lead by 5. And it stays that way after that miss from Long. Miller found Murray. And now it's back to just the 3 points. And this is what a response from the USA. Now there's plenty of space for the Chinese to work in here.
So USA's press not working so well right now. It was working great for them, and now China's answered with a few layups. So we'll see if they make an adjustment here.
Well, that was Long, stretching that lead back to 5 points. A miss from Miller. Intercept from Holloman of the USA, but it'll be a Chinese restart.
Great pressure from the USA there. I'm not sure if I saw the ball cross into the front court or not, but if not, the 8 seconds in the backcourt, whatever remaining seconds you have is what they have to get it over. So, but get it over easily there.
Yeah. 3 minutes to go. And then we're at the halfway point. The ball was blocked there. A miss from Miller. Ball kept in the court by Chinese number 6 Wang. You see the women just trying to work a little advantage to try to move away from opponents, to make sure they're not too tightly marked. Murray with the restart for the USA.
Now China trying to backpick one of USA's better players to create a 4-on-5 advantage.
And the USA's percentage success rate slipped quite a bit, 60%. A couple of minutes ago, now down to 45%. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Clock is stopped until we reach the halfway point. Chinese change to their lineup.
It's a smart foul by USA number 6. She had a bigger player than her in the paint and chose to foul lightly on the arm before the ball entered. So that's a smart foul. China will inbound from the baseline now instead of getting 2 shots from the line. So good job.
Murray does well, pinches the ball there. They needed that.
Great crossing and ball handling by Rebecca Murray, getting Hollerman open in the paint.
.90 seconds to go till the midway point of this game. The USA, thanks to Holloman's basket, within 3 points now. Now Wang, ball hits the floor but picked up by Fu. It's been an American ball.
Excellent pressure from USA there.
Well, Holloman kept a very steady hand there, under pressure from the Chinese. Into the last minute of the first half. Miller finds Chu. This is Miller again, ball into Holloman, who has missed. That would have made it very interesting.
Great pick and roll, just slightly off the mark. It's too bad, but USA is looking very good right now.
Trying to sweep downfield though, and at the basket from Long Yun, who's had a really good game. She's a 1.0 classification athlete, and yet she's played an instrumental part in this 5-point Chinese lead.
Absolutely, like I mentioned in the German game, if you can have your low-class players score a lot of points for you or defend really well for you on higher point players, it puts your team at a tremendous advantage. It means there's less scoring that your higher function players have to do.
Well, there we go. There is the buzzer for half-time. 12-11. The USA actually won that quarter, but they trail now not by 6 but by 5 at the halfway mark. And just before we take a break, Kevin Bowie, I know you felt there were signs that the American team, or you felt that they would come back into it. Do you think there are signs that they are doing just that?
Oh, absolutely. I think their ball movement has really improved. Their press is more fundamentally strong in terms of chair skills and position. They got some early fouls on their press and let a lot of layups go, and their last few press sessions have really stifled the Chinese.
Well, every credit to the Chinese, though. They still have their noses in front at halfway. It's China 28, USA 23. Join us for the second half, final 2 quarters of this match in about 10 minutes or so time. At the break then, China 28, the USA 23. Underway then in the third quarter here at the basketball arena, with China leading the USA, as you can see there, by 28 points to 23, so a 5-point advantage. First shot at the basket is missed by the Chinese, but they have the ball back. Long, the number 14, finds Cheng. And the lead extended to 30 points to 23. Kevin Bowie of British Columbia is with me, and I know you felt, in fact I think we probably both felt, that the Americans were starting to ease their way back into this game, but first blood in this third period to the Chinese. That was a little bit sloppy, wasn't it?
Yeah, tough at the buzzer, but yeah, USA's right up on their press immediately. They do a great job in transition.
Not the only basket so far from Cheng in this third quarter. A minute gone. And here is Cheng, 26 years of age. And that's another one to the Chinese.
Great hoop with contact there.
So China currently shooting at 11% better than the USA in open play, not including the free throws.
Tough bounce off the rim there. Great defense there from Miller. She just took her straight line to the baseline and let the other player create contact with her. No foul, even with a lot of contact. So that's something that's very tough for the referees to judge, and the referee judged it very well there.
But of course a Chinese restart, so we still have an opportunity here with Cheng. A good start to the second period from the Chinese. From a lead of 5 to a lead of 11 in a pretty quick time. Just 2 minutes and a little bit played in this third period, and another miss and a tumble there for Lee, the number 13.
Yeah, tough one. Murray just looking at the ball there, and the Chinese player crossing her path, but unfortunately her being behind and not giving her time to stop adds up to a foul. Not the most graceful way to get up ever, but
no.
Accomplished.
And another 2 points for the Chinese.
China just getting a lot of bounces right now. USA really needs to clamp down on defense. If I was their coach, I'd probably recommend that they push up a little bit more, because they are starting very, very close to the key and allowing China quicker access to it.
Well, 13 is the difference now. Third quarter, 4 out of 6 for China. Field goals, 67%. 0 out of 2 for the USA, 0%. And hence, they've added another 8 points to their lead since the restart of the third quarter. Schneider finds Murray. Murray back to Schneider. And still, they haven't added to their total in the opening 3 minutes of this third quarter. Really giving him a little bit of a mountain to climb here, the USA. And as Kevin says, all the bounces at the moment going in the Chinese favour. That one from Deng.
Absolutely. I wonder how much of it is that USA just doesn't play China a lot. China's sort of fairly new on the power scene of wheelchair basketball. USA, a power player for many years. They don't all go to the same tournaments. They don't play in the same conference. And as you mentioned before, none of the Chinese players really play outside of China. So all they can really do is watch video from teams like Australia that will provide them something, or things that they've seen at other events. And I know Coach Bushy works really hard on the video side, and Kylie works really hard to put in a game plan. But there's nothing like game experience against the side, and they just don't have quite the same experience going against China. Adjustments are more difficult.
And they pretty much come from nowhere, haven't they? I mean, if you're talking about, say, a decade, a 10-year period, they've pretty much, the Chinese come from nowhere.
Absolutely. Beijing to now, that's China's scene. And they've really made some big strides from Beijing to now.
Well, that's Coach Wang Jidan, and the American coach, David Kiley. Points from Cheng. It's a useful tally. China, 6 minutes and 18 seconds to go in this third period. They restart once more. A good cross-court pass. And a good shot as well from Cheng. That's another 2 points to that total. Big contribution from Cheng Haizhen. Now Murray, incredibly, we're almost halfway through.
Tough passes. USA really needs a run here if they want to stay competitive in this game.
Yeah, well, halfway through, I was just about to say virtually, as China score again. Halfway through the third period. And, as I say, almost incredibly, the USA haven't added a single point to their tally at halfway. And that was a wild pass from Rebecca Murray. I don't think one of her teammates even got anywhere near to getting a hand to that. Great shooting from the Chinese, though.
No, with big runs comes a little bit of sort of unsureness, and you just take some risks that you wouldn't normally take to try and get back in. And I think that's sort of what USA is going through right now. But I'm confident that they're executing in the half court. They're just not really finishing right now, and that will come. And maybe this is just a bad shooting drought for them, and they'll recover in the quarters. But we'll see.
Well, China are shooting well over 70% now, 73% in this third quarter, 8 out of 11. The Americans 0 from 5. So it's 16 points to 0 in this third quarter. But now the Americans will have some points, or do have some points. They've got 2 already. They have another 1 potentially. It's a big ask for them now, isn't it, after trailing 16-0 in 1 quarter.
It absolutely is, but sometimes big contact play with a finish like that and getting to the free throw line, that can be a little bit of a momentum changer, build some confidence that you can hit with contact too, and see if they can build from there.
But again, China pick up the loose ball off the rebound and straight away go downfield and add another 2 points from Long Yun. Chinese defense pretty good here.
Mm-hmm. China opting to really sit back in the paint and just let the U.S. players shoot because they're not on fire right now. They're sort of willing to take the chance and then only going out late in the shot clock to defend. Wise choice by China right now with USA having some shooting woes.
Well, shooting woes just temporarily eased by Holloman's basket there, and she's got a free throw as well, although timeout has now been called. (46-27) then. At this timeout, it was only 28-23 at halfway. So David Kiley, the American coach, has got his work cut out here, hasn't he?
Absolutely. He's working hard to make adjustments right now, for sure. It's a great job by Coach Kiley to just set small goals, and his players can easily achieve those mentally and not see it as so much of a mountain. And as you chip away, you know, you'll feel more and more success.
Rose Holloman then with the free throw.
Great save by Holloman.
That was superb, wasn't it? And now she's got an opportunity, having missed one, to add two. Can't quite achieve that. So the USA still 19 behind on the scoreboard. 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Cheng's attempt previously from a long way out. A rare miss in this third period.
I'd really like to see Holloman be a difference maker here, because she did make an impact in the first half when she came in for pressure and some scoring as well.
Miller, this is Holloman. One stays out. Long, left-handed overhead pass, over halfway, and finds the number 13 Lai. She in turn gets the ball on, but it's won back there by Holloman, aggressively but fairly. And now she wins the foul. Holloman for the USA. Murray.
Good job for Holloman to cut from the top of the key there and draw the foul. I think that's a way that they can really hurt the USA, or sorry, hurt China, is by attacking in the paint.
Change for China with their number 11. That's Chen coming onto the court. Murray going for the three-pointer. Terrific. Well, they need a few more of those, Kevin.
Absolutely, and they do have that in their bag of tricks. And I was actually surprised that Murray only tried one from three earlier in the game. But I think you do try and chip away with those two-point shots, and you know, when it does come down to it, the three ball can be a way to get back in the game.
Well, they've got a
great defense from Murray.
Yeah, superb. But they've got a better strike record with the three-pointers now than they have with the two-pointers. Don't know how long that could continue, but it's a good way of chipping away at what is a big lead still for the Chinese. But it's been cut now to 14, which is as good as it's got for quite a while for the USA. Loose ball, won back by the USA. It's Miller Looks for some support out wide and finds Murray. And then here, perhaps an opportunity for America, but pass goes astray. Have to get to the shot fairly quickly here. Well, they're counting them down. The crowd were counting the American women down there.
Too bad. Great job by the USA bench to really get into it and let their players know, but unfortunately couldn't get it off in time.
There's a three-pointer. A couple more of those and they'd be laughing, the USA. But China, 2-on-2 here. Lee just flips it back to Long.
Well, let's see if USA can achieve that 10-point mark that Coach Kiley set out in these last 40 seconds here.
That seems to have gone quickly this quarter. Only 39 seconds left. Murray in possession of the ball. Chu is back on the court for the USA. First point for Rebecca Murray. Can she grab a second? No, but they have the rebound and there's still time in this quarter, so they've got 3 points out of that visit to the basket and they trail by just 12. What was the coach's target? Get back to within 10.
Yeah, and great call from Rebecca Murray at the free throw line to actually miss her free throw for a rebound for her team. She made that call from the line, which is really heads-up play.
And China will just run down the clock a little bit and eventually get to the shot, which was blocked, and the USA have it back. They'll have to be very, very quick here.
Oh, yeah, headman the ball up for a layup. Great way to finish.
Oh, well, that would have been a great way to finish, and that would have been, what, 9 behind.
Mm-hmm.
So they've achieved the coach's target. They haven't quite managed it. But 46-35. The margin is 11. I think we're just wanting a close contest here. And if the USA had got that last basket, would have got exactly what we wanted.
Absolutely. Things definitely seem to be swinging their way.
Lost that quarter, though, comfortably. But it was a quarter of two halves, if you like.
Absolutely.
Well, that was what you were talking about earlier, the deliberate miss off the outside of the rim of the basket, straight back to the arms of a teammate, Miller. And then 3 points for the USA on that trip to the basket. China shot at 56% in that last quarter. The USA at just 36%. But a lot of that 36% was towards the end of the quarter. We can expect 1 or 2 more three-point attempts.
I would say so. In the fourth quarter, you really have to show all your cards and you get your lead back. You know, it's 11 points for 9 points down, or are they 10 points down?
11.
11, yeah. So yeah, all the chips on the table here and really close out hard.
Well, they have the advantage here of the restart with Murray. Fourth and final quarter here at the basketball arena. I think the crowd have enjoyed this one. Murray has it. And Murray, well, almost lost it, but he's still going. Easy 2 points there for Rose Holloman. And now the deficit is back into single figures. But 9 points still. A lot of ground to make up.
Good job by USA to set up really wide here on defense. That's something they hadn't been doing earlier, and they're doing a good job of it right now for the start.
And they forced the error there from the Chinese, jockeying for position, but the USA will have the ball back. 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining.
You can see what a difference passing or setting up on your defense wide makes passing angles more difficult, makes shots further away from the hoop for China, and it's really the way I think USA can get back in the game.
And they are slowly but surely getting back in the game. There's Miller with another 2. Now 7 is the Arias. China got lucky there because that pass was not intended for the number 12 Deng. Cheng's been shooting very, very well in this match so far.
Great foul by Miller. She was beat. She took the risk and she paid the consequence, but it was a beneficial consequence. China was not in a shooting position. Now they'll have to inbound. USA gets a chance to reset.
Just within time, great basket from Cheng. Lead back to 9 points for the Chinese women.
Very helpful that Murray hit her 3 early, because now China knows she's willing to take that risk, and they'll jump out to her, which creates opportunities for cross picks on the top or just cuts to the basket, because you're freeing up a defender. They can't clog up the key, and you can get more access to it.
In fact, I thought she was just about to set herself for the attempt at the 3 there, but just dummied away into the danger zone.
Again, the great shot fake from Murray really opened the top up for Miller to get the entry pass and then get fouled, go to the line. Great way to get back in the lead is to score with the time stopped, and then you're at the line.
Yep. Yes, this not using up any valuable seconds. Clock stopped as Desi Miller successful with the first basket, and here is the second free throw, but she's missed. Margins now 8. All very bunched there. Actually, ball from Cheng to Peng. And successful from Peng. 50-40 now. Back to 10, the margin. 7.5 minutes remaining.
It's actually terrific defense from USA. China just getting another one of their friendly bounces that they've gotten a lot this game. But Murray answers back with their own friendly bounce, so.
50-42. The play continues, despite one of the Chinese women is on the floor. But Lee finds Long. Long to Deng, that's off target. USA have it with Murray.
Murray got fouled a couple times till the whistle actually blew, but you know, she worked hard to battle through that.
Murray finds Miller. That free throws again to the USA.
Absolutely great steal on the baseline to get Hollerman in. A lot of time it's the 4.5 players that score on that play, but it's usually the person sealing you in that's doing the actual hard work, and you know, the credit should really go to them sometimes.
Well, the USA and Holloman have missed with both those efforts, and they've missed again, but Murray still has the ball back.
Good job by Miller to attack the paint one-on-one. She knows she can beat that defender, so go for it, and they'll foul.
USA restart then, 6:26 left. And timeout called. My apologies, it's free throws when we do get back underway, but the timeout has been called.
So China's kind of over the limit here, and now USA will shoot free throws from here on. Great for the USA, again, stopping clock and getting to the line, chip back in. So the stat there, 5 for 17. That's kind of very unlike Miller. She's actually quite a good shooter. Both her and Murray led USA to their gold medal at the juniors for women. Both star players there and at the senior level, so you can really see the depth of the women's program in USA.
And Miller misses again.
So now USA trying to get their foul count up, actually, so that they're closer to getting China to the line and stuff like that, so they can stop the clock with fouls later.
China 50, the USA 42. 6 minutes to go here. Remember, playing really to be runner-up in this group. To the Germans to give themselves a better draw when it comes to quarter-final time. It looks like China are going to finish runners-up. They're back in the lead by 10 points. And time running out for the USA. Miller, this time successfully, cuts the arrears.
Well, Coach Kiley set a goal of 10 points in the last quarter. Let's see if in the last 5 minutes here they can get 10 or 12 and really make it a game.
6 from 19 for Miller, 32%. Holloman 4 from 8 for 50% for the USA. For China, Peng, the number 15, is shooting at 67%. Although she's not been on the court all that long. Cheng, who's off court at the moment, the number 4, 73%, 8 from 11 for Cheng in this game. Very, very impressive statistics. Here are the Americans once more with Murray into the last 5 minutes of this game. Murray found Chu. Chu didn't get the 2 points, but the USA have the ball back. This is Murray. Good defense from the Chinese. Got a great reach, the number 15 Peng, and now down court they go. Fu back to Peng.
tough foul on the way to the hoop, but great execution by the Chinese player in their fast break game.
One from two there for Long. The lead is now 9. And the USA with Miller. Murray finds Holloman for another 2 points for the USA. China in possession, looking good for them. 7-point lead inside the last 4 minutes.
I think USA with a great job of high pressure defense, but it just laps there. It just takes one bad shoulder check to open up a layup, it seems, for China, and China doing a great job of capitalizing on those seams.
Liu Man in that latest Chinese basket. 55 plays 46. 3-point attempt again. This time unsuccessful from Murray. Murray finds Chu, back to Murray. USA have the ball back with Chu. Inside the last 3 minutes of this match, China on course for runners-up spot in Group B and a quarter-final against the third-place team from Group A. Very athletic that from Rebecca Murray.
Murray really trying to step up here in the last 2 minutes and see what she can do. She is the scoring punch, it seems, for the USA, and also the defensive punch there.
Well, took that ball out of the air superbly, Murray, and scores again. It's the 50 up for the USA. They trail by 5.
It's really all you can ask is for your top players to really step up in the fourth quarter and give you an opportunity to win. So.
Well, they're giving themselves an opportunity to win, and that's another intercept. That was the number 9, Miller. She was fouled there.
She had an opportunity to take it to the hoop early, stopped a little bit. Luckily, he got away with the foul there because she did put herself in a poor position to score. USA finally actually achieving what their press was trying to achieve the whole game, which is make bad passes for China and pick those passes off. It's sort of their bread and butter game, but it didn't really work out for them until it seems like the last 2 minutes.
Well, they've made 2 bad passes in succession, China, and they're under a little bit of pressure. They'll be under a little bit more if these free throws are successful. 22 points for Rebecca Murray.
This will be an important 2 points with the clock stopped again. 2 minutes is lots of time.
Well, certainly if they're only 3 behind in a moment or two. Can Desi Miller the second free throw? Yes, she can. .203. That's all that remains. Down to 2 minutes now. 4 points the deficit, so the Americans need the ball back. They need China really not to convert here. Second chance, second bite at the cherry after the miss from Fu. Alana Nichols back on. The infringement from the USA gives Cheng, the Chinese sharpshooter, really the opportunity to extend the lead.
She has been terrific, so we'll see if she can close this out for China.
Yeah, Cheng Haizhen, 8 out of 11. And she's converted the free throws as well, and the lead is back out to 6 points as we go into the timeout with the score 57-51 in favour of China. I'm just wondering whether those 2 free throws successfully achieved by China, probably just taking the game away from the USA now.
Absolutely. The USA's weapon here is that they do have 3-pointers in the bag, so that will help them chip away at that lead the last few minutes here. And also the fact that now within the last 2 minutes, when they call a timeout, they are able to advance the ball into the front half. So that'll give them an easier opportunity to score and run from set plays, which are often more effective than run and gun.
Well, in many facets of the game, the USA have matched the Chinese, but the one thing that has really let them down is their shooting today. 38%. China shooting at 49. And yet the difference, it's still not insurmountable, but very tough to gain back a 6-point margin now. Time is slipping away from the USA. Chu. Murray makes it 4 points. Still 97 seconds remaining. So it's certainly one of the closer finishes that we've had so far in this basketball competition. We expect many more tight matches when we get to quarters and semis and, of course, the finals. I'm sure we're in for some exceptional basketball in what has been a really good competition already. But it really hots up after today's and tomorrow's last group games.
Rebecca Murray tagging her on the face there, but still a good foul. Get China to the line. Hopefully China misses for them. I mean, that's Rebecca Murray's hope anyway, and that they can go and execute on the offensive end.
Very nerveless from the Chinese woman there.
China has been terrific from the free throw line. USA has struggled.
That's brilliant. Li Yanhu, 1.5 class athlete, just taken out to a 6-point ball game again. Ball in towards Nichols. Desperately need to score here. Miller, and they have scored.
Oh, that's a great and one right there. Taking the contact, scoring, and getting to the line.
Extra free throw now for Desi Miller. But it's It's not impossible if she can get this. And she has. They're 3 behind. 59 plays 56 now. They need to press and force the Chinese into a mistake. There is time. 64 seconds remain. A 3-pointer would tie it up at 59 all. But first of all, they have to get the ball back. And they have achieved that with Miller. And Miller throws downfield. Holloman, was she taken out there? Was she fouled?
Her chair was just linked on the other person's chair, giving her an unfair disadvantage when trying to catch that pass. And it happened well before the actual pass was set off. So not really a foul, just more of a referee saying, I should have caught that earlier, give the ball back to USA, and everything's fair here. Sometimes the coaches do have to come out and remove the equipment when they get tangled up.
Well, that's a proper tangle, isn't it, that?
Absolutely.
That is a proper tangle. And it's back to 1 point. The USA through Nichols.
Big hoop. That's a lot of contacts.
59-58. 45 seconds remain. And China almost lose the ball there. Very alert though, Deng. Now if China can score here, it's as good as over, I think, and they have. Well, they need a 3-pointer here, the USA. (61-58). Timeout called. 27.6 seconds remaining. The USA trail by 3. What price, Kevin? A 3-pointer from the Americans.
Absolutely. If they are going to run a 3, look for Murray and Miller. They are some of their better shooters. And if not, really be focused, if you're China, on not fouling the jump shooter.
Yeah, that's the other option, of course. Get the 2 and the extra free throw. Wang Zhidan, the Chinese coach. I think it's fair to say the crowd here have enjoyed this match.
Absolutely. Everybody loves a comeback, and USA is definitely putting one on here.
This is what we would call in Great Britain a grandstand finish. That goes back to an old BBC Saturday afternoon programme called Grandstand, and we have grandstand finishes. Are we in for one here? Murray.
And China does foul there, so that's exactly what they didn't want to do. But great pick and roll with Murray there.
And Nichols.
Setting that up. Nichols with great execution. 2 baskets in a row for her with tremendous pressure. So great job, USA.
And she was bumped there. Really good technique to still get the 2 points. And now she has the free throw. Last seconds of the game. This to tie it up at 61 apiece. Can she do it? Yes, she can.
Very clutch.
21 seconds remaining, and now China call a timeout. 21.3 to go. What a comeback from the USA. 46-35. They trailed after the third quarter. So down by 11. They are level with 21 seconds to go. And I think you mentioned just what good coaching it was from David Kiley, not to get ahead of himself when they were a long way behind, to just say, just try to chip away. See if you can get it back to 10 at the end of the third quarter, because they were much further than that behind, weren't they? I think they were 16 at one stage. Back to, well, they got it back to 11, so they nearly did the job.
Absolutely. You just want to set small, achievable goals and make those very definitive for your players, so that that is the goal they're going for. Win or lose, if you achieve your goals, it's the process that matters right now, because they're still qualified for the playoffs. So as long as you work on process, but if process leads to success, then even better. And you can go back and look at the things that you made mistakes on in the video later, and that's what USA does really well.
That's the voice of Kevin Bowie. British Columbia. There's the scoreboard. You can see it. Fourth quarter, 21.3 remaining. 61 apiece. China will restart now. And really nervous moments for both sides. This is only a group game, remember. It's really all about who finishes second or third behind Germany. Now this lady has shot superbly today, Cheng. She gets the ball back to the number 12, Deng, who has missed. Can the Americans get the ball downfield?
I think we're going to see overtime here.
I think we're into overtime. It is into overtime. The clock has beaten both teams. The Chinese couldn't score. Last roll of the dice in normal time. 61 apiece. And one of the best games of the tournament so far, Kevin.
Absolutely. A terrific finish by USA. China just narrowly missing at the end there. I thought they were going to ice it, but yeah, let's see what overtime has and who makes the right adjustments. USA seems to have made adjustments this far, but hasn't seemed to come out of each quarter break with the same verve as China has, so we'll see.
That last quarter, China 15, the USA 26. So if they'd have got back to 10 at the end of the third quarter, they'd have won it by one. But I think you have to credit China. But I remember you said right at the start of this broadcast that the American side were very fit and that they would probably finish strongly.
Absolutely. Their chair skills really matter at the end. Pressing and deciding not to press are the sort of two options at the end of a basketball game to either save baskets or, create interruptions for the other team. And China, who hasn't played at this level in this tight a game yet, especially against USA, they're going to make some mental errors, and USA really relies on their quality press to create those interruptions, and they all worked out in USA's favor at this point, and they've pulled back. But now it's a new quarter. China's come out steady at the beginning of each quarter, and I really think that they have done a terrific job of executing, and especially at the free throw line. Both teams have some free throw trouble right now, and let's see what overtime brings, kind of thing.
Well, let's see indeed. Every credit to both these teams. The Chinese, who, as we've said, have gone from zero to hero, really, in terms of women's wheelchair basketball in the space of the last 4 or 5 years. And the Americans, well, it was a terrific comeback from them to take it into overtime. So I do wonder whether, as you mentioned, the Chinese not used to playing opponents like the USA and Canada and Australia, other than at a tournament like this, whether that really does put them at a bit of a more than a bit of a disadvantage, at a real disadvantage. You wouldn't have thought so for most of this game.
They do get some advantage out of it as well, because people don't play them that often. They come in as sort of always a bit of a dark horse. Yeah. Not everybody's familiar with their strategy and their level of play, who to defend, and you really have to do it just from video. And video is not everything. You have to play it live.
5 minutes of overtime. First basket attempt is from the Chinese, but they've missed it. And now the Americans have also missed. And there's a Chinese woman, I think that's Lee, who is down. Just needs a little bit of aid. So 35 seconds of overtime have been played. Both these sides have missed one attempt at the basket.
Another shot of Australia looking on to see who they might play in the crossover.
I think there's two ways I suppose the Australians can look at this. Either A, it's good that it's a real physical workout and a little bit of overtime for both these teams and whoever they might play first, or on the other hand they might be a little concerned that it's tight games like this that don't really give you the experience to get through in the knockout stages. We shall see.
There are several advantages for Shelley Chaplin's squad there. Just to, USA's played a hard physical game. Overtime, they're going to be a little bit more fatigued. China, though, if they play them, Australia does play China the most out of all the teams because they're in the same zone. So they may feel that they have an advantage strategically, that they get to play each other a lot. So I'm not really sure what Australia would prefer at this point.
So a minute, just about, of overtime have elapsed. No addition to the score at the end of the fourth quarter, 61 apiece. Murray has to fire the US into the lead. Be a Chinese restart though. Gather that ball in there. The US number 12, Alana Nichols. So
similar to the start of a lot of quarters, we haven't had a hoop in a couple of possessions, so we'll see who gets our first one here.
Lee Yan Hue. To Cheng, who's been the game's outstanding shooter, and there she demonstrates her prowess once more. 2-point lead for the Chinese. And Cheng, 9 from 12, shooting at 75%.
That's an amazing statistic.
Incredible. And she, if China win this, will have proved to have been the difference, I think. Murray has to fire in the shot quickly and scores. 63 apiece. Well, for a moment it looked like it didn't want to drop there. Eventually it did. Another Chinese player hits the deck. Well, that was perfect from Cheng. That needed a little bit of help.
Absolutely a tough turn and shoot by Murray, but getting the bounces.
Chinese restart at 63 apiece.
USA still sticking with their press.
If you're just joining us, we're in overtime, 61 all at the end of the 40 minutes. We're now into 5 minutes of overtime. Great shooting. Wonderful little flick of the wrist there from Long Yun. And she's a 1.0 classification player. And that was deadly accurate, and the Chinese lead by 2. But not for long, because Rebecca Murray ties it up at 65 apiece. And now both teams seem, Kevin, to have found their range.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've really decided that they are fairly equal, and both their big players are definitely stepping up in the clutch.
Ball came off an American. It'll be a Chinese restart once more. We're into the last 2 minutes of this game. A game that, well, it would have graced a semi-final or a final. It's just a group game. Both teams know that they have qualified. They're picked out of the air there by Rebecca Murray. American restart with 1:46 to go. Well, they've trailed virtually all the way through the USA. But now they are level. And Murray just tries to work the opening. Has to get the shot away. Unlucky, just misses.
Tough when it rattles in and out like that.
Just wouldn't drop for her. 17-11 they were behind at the end of the first quarter. 28-23, great intercept there by the US. Trail by 5 at half-time, by 11 at three-quarter time. Pulled it back to 61 apiece, incredibly, and now here it is with 60 seconds to go. 65 apiece. Countdown from that USA team, the reserves on the sideline. The ball hit the rim, so they've got another opportunity.
USA going to their power set here with their best shooter behind the biggest player and their other top player at the top, allowing them to either get a slash off the top or, like you saw there, a great kick out for a shot.
Murray does it, makes it 67-65 to the USA. And now China really need to score here.
Great defense from Hollerman to steer the Chinese player clear of the basket.
Into the last 20 seconds we go. China have got to get to the shot here. They're going to be timed out if they're not careful. Well, it's been superb from America defensively. Clock stop, 9 seconds to go. And unless they do something rash here, America are going to prevail against all the odds.
Oh, it's a tough call from the referee.
Is it a Chinese restart? It is.
Yeah, when they lost their shot clock, it went off the top of the hoop, and USA assumed that that was out of bounds and that they shouldn't just play on. And the rules are sort of that when the shot clock goes, you're supposed to stop it only if the opposing team doesn't have a clear rebound at it. USA did have a clear shot at the ball, and in the referee's determination, it was USA should have just played on. Instead, they passed it to their own player out of bounds. That's now a violation of the line, and it flips over to China. Kind of an unfortunate break at the end. You don't want to have any of the referees sort of make a decision in the game, but that is sort of the call the referee made, and it is judgment. So,
Kevin Bowie with us. Thanks for clearing that one up, because I hadn't realised that. I very much assumed that would be a USA restart, and of course then the game really would have been won. 9.7 seconds remain. So China have got to get to the shot pretty quickly. We're in overtime. Under 10 seconds remain. What price? 67 apiece in a few seconds. Well, we shall see. Or can America hold on? China have missed, and America will surely win this now. The ball wrapped up there by Miller.
Yeah, we're going to head to the free throw line here. China with a smart foul to try and save 4 seconds. So the goal here would be for USA to miss. China to get a timeout and advance the ball. If USA misses their first, makes their second, we'll go with a timeout and advance it. Otherwise, you have to work very hard now for China to box out and hope for the long lob with 4 seconds left. That is a tough test for sure.
Well, it is a tough test. It's the last throw of the dice, really. First miss then from the USA. China have got to get this ball. 4.5 seconds to go. They need a three-pointer, and they need to advance down the court in double quick time here.
And China out of timeout, so I guess no opportunity to advance the ball.
There's the three-point attempt. Close, but not close enough. And the USA, against all the odds, have won this Group B match. What an extraordinary comeback that was. 17-11 down after the first quarter, 28-23 at the halfway point, 46-35, 11 points behind at three-quarters time. You can see what it means there to the respective sides. Trailed by 11 at three-quarters, and at one stage it was as many as 16, 61 apiece going into the timeout, and at the end, the Americans have won it by 3 points. China 65, the USA 68. Kevin Bowie, a closing word for you, and thanks very much for your company, by the way.
No problem. I think USA definitely stuck to their game plan the whole time, kept their press up, knew that that was their strength, and worked it to their advantage when it finally clicked near the end. And China, they just sort of lost a little bit of the hot touch near the end, but played an amazing game, shot 45%. That's a great field goal percentage. And they shot 50 for most of the game. Their best shooter in the 70s. That's absolutely amazing shooting. So, yeah, kudos to USA for pulling it out and really sticking to the nerves. Maybe China lost it a little bit because they haven't been in that situation before. But I think they'll learn from this. And, I'd be afraid if I was playing them in the crossovers.
I was going to say, China are still a threat, despite the way they have lost that game, you think?
Absolutely. I think that good teams rebound. And I think China knows that they have some skills yet to show. And especially playing, if they end up playing Australia or something like that, they will have had many successes against Australia. Those games have gone back and forth in the Oceania zone, so yeah, we'll look to see what happens. But yeah, China will be strong.
Well, credit to both sides, because that was the best game certainly I have seen at this Paralympic Games, London 2012. China played very well for a large part of the match, just fell away in the fourth quarter and couldn't win in overtime. And every credit to the USA tactically. In the end, they got it spot on, but it was a tight call. I hope very much you have enjoyed that match. We've got more action a little later on. I'll be back flying solo, I'm afraid, in the men's Group A. Italy against Australia. But as I say, my thanks to Kevin Bowie. What a terrific game that was. It's ended here. China 65, the USA 68 in overtime. I'll see you in about half an hour's time.